What
This
happened?
title's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
What do you mean? This is Alpha Podrants, a special. Is Section 31 too woke?
Who is
I
asking
don't
that
know.
question? What idiot is asking that question?
Well, some people who might want to watch the movie and aren't sure
Cough,
if they
cough,
should
Richard
because they hated all of the
Blacks? Oh,
all of the
sorry.
new
I
Trek
meant
that's
gays.
been coming out.
Oh,
And this is reminiscent of the
Jews.
new Trek.
They hate the Jews. Which is it? Who do they hate? Because what's
Well,
reminiscent,
people-
Luke? You're arguing it. So what's it reminiscent of? Explain.
I'm not saying it's reminiscent. Well, the only way it's reminiscent of Discovery, this movie Section 31 that we were reviewing right now, with me, Luke, and there's Jim. Hey, Jim.
Yeah, what?
Below us is Charles. What the way that it connects to Discovery and makes people think of Discovery is because it does have the backstory to Georgiou, right? To Philippe Georgiou, the Emperor of the Terran Empire.
No, that's not her
It does
name.
go back
That's not
into
her
the
name.
Terran
That's not her
Empire.
name.
George, whatever.
Show some goddamn
Whatever.
respect. Michelle Yao worked a long, hard time to get to where she is, okay? She gave herself away just so Jackie Chan could have a career, so you could be entertained for all those years, so that the Asians can have representation, okay? So let her, you disrespect her.
She's got her day now, though, right? She's
That's the
doing
point.
really good. Actually, the thing is I heard that this movie was the idea of Section 31 was greenlit after she got her. Did she win an Academy Award? What did she win? She won an award, whatever award it was. And they said, okay,
I
well
think
now
it
you
was
can do
an
this.
Academy Award after Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes,
I thought it was a
Yes.
Webby.
Which I guess she was in that with Jamie Lee Curtis, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Oh, okay, duh. Now it finally
Okay.
clicks. What
There
a
you
fucking
go.
moron. All right, get back to your opening of the show. I'm going to go
So-
fucking duh. Be right back.
Well, because of you're basically seeing the Terran Empire. You're seeing how she became the Emperor and her relationship with her slave. Is his name San?
Yeah, it was San. It was San.
Or her lover, or whatever. You learn this in the beginning, so it's not a huge thing. But
Yeah.
that was pretty
Didn't
brutal.
her and Michelle
in the beginning,
Yao
how
and
she-
Jamie
how
Lee
she had to
Curtis fight
become-
with hot dog fingers?
I don't know. Was that actually a finger? Because it's Jamie Lee Curtis. You don't know.
They were hot dog fingers. Didn't they have I'm pretty positive the two of them have had a kung fu fight in the Everything Everywhere All at Once movie. And if I'm not mistaken, they had hot dog fingers.
Yeah, and then also in Everything Everywhere All at Once, Jamie Lee Curtis turned into a wrestler, like a ring fighting wrestler, and fought Michelle Yao in the movie.
I do not recall this.
Yeah.
Oh man, they should have fought in this one too.
Definitely want to rewatch it. But why did I interrupt? What were you guys saying?
No, but I'm saying just because of the connection to Discovery, that's why people are going to say, "Oh, it's woke," without even watching it. That's what I think.
My criticisms with Section 31 had nothing to do with whether or not the movie was woke. I was basing my criticisms entirely off of the trailer, and the trailer made me think of Suicide Squad.
The trailer was fucking horrible. And if this movie fails, it's that trailer's fault. But
You know
to
what?
the too
Yeah.
woke thing, before you go into that, Luke, the reason why people are saying it's too woke and they're asking the question, is Section 31 too woke? Is because douchebags like you keep putting stupid titles up like that. Idiot.
No, I saw Many of the reviews for this, I saw people going, "Oh, this is not real Trek. This is the woke Trek we hate."
And you're feeding right into that. It's real Trek. If you're saying otherwise, it's a racist. You're a fucking racist, period. I fucking
not
had to
saying
think long and hard about it. What could possibly be construed as woke? And my deduction was there was only one white, to which you corrected me.
Shit.
There was
Are
two
we
whites.
grifters? Oh, son of a bitch.
There
What
are two
happened?
whites. Oh, because of the no, because we're not
And-
making money. We'd have to make money to be grifters.
How's that not Trek?
No,
Yeah, we're grifting.
it's in the Star Trek universe. So yes, it's not Starfleet. It's not Federation, but it is because Section 31 is part of Starfleet.
And Rachel Garrett, fucking captain of the Enterprise, between fucking, that's a long time between Archer and Kirk. So it's Archer, April, Garrett,
That's
Kirk.
who that is. Oh yeah, that's right.
Are you
I
a
remember.
moron?
I remember. I forgot, and now
She
that you
only
mentioned
said
that,
like
oh
8
yeah,
times.
jeez.
Oh, I'm gonna be the captain one day.
I'm gonna be a captain one day.
Look,
yeah.
I thought that we had already established in previous discussions about one of like the newer Star Trek shows that even in the earlier Star Trek shows, Berman Trek, that Star Trek had technically always was quote unquote woke.
Yeah, well, woke and inclusive and diverse are not the same fucking thing. And yes, that is the core of Star Trek diversity. Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, an interracial couple, championed this fucking program that would end up getting like what, first big white and black kiss up on the screen between Kirk and Uhura. That shit was big deal back in the day. That Chinaman behind the helm, that was big deals back in the day. That's what it was about. It was about breaking racial boundaries. This whole woke stuff, real in many senses, but not in these. Like there's a fucking difference between talking about woke and cultural control through fucking forging narratives and actually just being goblins who are racists and jerks.
Well, that's what it is. It's people wanting to jump on something, and it's come out, so they can go, oh, see that trailer? See, it doesn't look like Trek. It's totally different. This is terrible.
Well, I mean, when I was saying that my criticism was entirely based off of the trailer, and Jim here saying that the trailer was awful, which it was, and it made me think of Suicide Squad. Having watched the movie itself, I was pleasantly surprised by the movie. I really enjoyed it. I had
far
a good
more
time
Guardians than Suicide.
I didn't get Guardians from this. I got Suicide
I barely
Squad.
got either thing. I didn't know Suicide Squad until you mentioned it when you saw the trailer. You messaged that was like Suicide Squad, and I was like, really? I didn't see the connection, but I can kind of pick it up.
I think one of the other things is the fact that there aren't any actual uniforms. You don't get to see a real uniform, but
That was another criticism that I had, and I was like, really? Where are the damn like black uniforms that Section 31 is known for?
Well, they were mostly undercover or in their things.
Well,
Look, we usually see Section 31
yes,
in the capacity of appearing in some sort of Federation or Starfleet related setting.
that's true.
So they're always wearing that
they're
clothing.
That's true. And this guy here, the Cameloid, he has is close to a Star Trek uniform there.
I like
later on,
Charles.
Star Trek uniform,
I thought
guess.
you would possibly either love or hate this guy. What did you feel about him?
His character was interesting. I didn't really have a problem with him. He got annoying at times, but I was okay with him. The character that I did not like the most was the Nanokin character, the guy that was in the Vulcan robot body.
What?
Yeah,
I loved it. I loved every character. I thought every character was great.
right.
But go on.
My issue with him is that I thought he was annoying.
Wrong black guy, you
and-
fucking
that's not him
racist.
either.
Wrong black guy. Jesus Christ.
Him.
No,
yeah,
well,
him.
he's talking about this one now. But
I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it, but we were
no,
talking
him.
about a chameleoid, and I thought you
I
went
did
back to the
not
wrong.
like
You
him
did.
at all. I thought he was annoying. I thought
no,
just like
he's too
before we
small.
actually knew who he was, that being a robot body and it was a nanokin piloting the robot. I th- I wasn't sure who what he was. I didn't know if it was a Vulcan that had failed his Ponfar or if it was a Romulan pretending to be a Vulcan. I mean,
That's what I was thinking. It might have been a
Yeah.
Romulan
I was thinking
trying
Romulan,
to
too.
pretend like a Vulcan.
yeah.
Once he did this, once he was laughing and being crazy, but then once Jojo said he could have been gone crazy from the Ponfar, I went, oh man, that's an interesting concept. Like there's got to be a bunch of Vulcans that happened to, and where did they go?
Well, there are. They
Is there
showed them.
Oh yeah, well they showed the Romulans that went nuts. That was, but Vulcans. Is there some nut hut somewhere with like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Isn't there the whole
for
fucking
Vulcans?
community of those Vulcans who, whatever, went quote unquote crazy with Ponfar?
No, well,
and-
they said that they went crazy, but they just didn't want to do. They didn't want to be emotion, or they wanted to explore emotions. You're talking from
right,
just from
which is what going
Enterprise,
crazy
right?
from Ponfar means, having emotion.
technically. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They might not have all done it from the Ponfar spot, but yeah, that's essentially what they are. When you want to actually feel something, you're crazy. Which, it kind of is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just I also thought it was kind of strange that this nanokin creature would end up selecting a Vulcan appearance for his robot body. I just thought that was really strange.
Well, I mean, maybe it has something to do with the fact that Vulcans are strong, and a robot body would be really strong, so you can kind of hide it that way. If a human came out that had no mech on and started just throwing people around, you'd be like, "Wait a minute, that's a little too much."
They would mistake him for an augment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or and someone who knows augments. I think that's what he was saying, right? Where's the other guy now? There he is.
Yep. There
Yeah,
he
was
is.
pretty interesting character. I mean, he was obviously he's the leader, and now is Jojo the leader?
They're co-leaders because hey,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can be leaders together because
Oh,
it's
that
all about teamwork.
Teamwork makes
and it's
the
DEI
dream work.
hires. I mean,
Oh,
is that what we're
stop
talking-
it!
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Narrative
kidding.
pushing
I'm just
clown. Honk honk. You know, I went and got this stupid rim shot thing so that I could do dumb
Look,
jokes
I
like
liked-
Ponfar. I hardly know her.
I liked this
Ponfar, 'cause
character
even
until I
Vulcans
learned more
something.
about his backstory. I liked this character until I learned more about his backstory. I did not like that he was an augment.
well, he's
I
not.
felt that was a
He
bit of a pigeonhole,
raised
just to kind of
by them, wasn't it?
Wars.
No, they turned him into an augment. He has
Okay, so
enhanced
he actually-
strength. Like the augment that killed his family and took him in. She turned him into an augment and raised him as her own, and taught him to behave like they do. And he was from the era of the eugenics wars. So so the leader of this team
Wait,
is an augment, and there's a scene where they have to disable the guy that had the weapon, and he punched him like clear across the entire room. Only an augment can do that. If it's a human doing it, only an augment can do that. So he's definitely an augment. and I did not like that reveal because it it just felt. How do I describe this? It
Well, you're the
felt
only idiot on the
Sorry.
it felt weak. It felt like a weak plot direction to me.
Well, think about it. That's how powerful, and that's crazy that William Shatner's Khan was. That they want to evoke that every fucking chance they can in every piece of Star Trek now. Everything has to do with the eugenic wars now. It just seems because they just want, because they know. You hear that, you think Khan, you think Khan, and that's all they're playing on.
It feels lazy
yeah.
to me. There's like there are plenty of other things that they can draw from in Star Trek. They don't all have to draw from the eugenics wars. And the eugenics wars took place over 300 years prior to the events of current era Trek.
And isn't some of the eugenic stuff happened in our time right now, right? So maybe
Yes.
some of that is
It-
why
the-
they're
According
bringing
to
it
the
around.
lore of Trek, the eugenics wars started in the mid to late 90s.
All right. So
It started
sounds about right.
in I believe they started. I want to say it was between 1994 and 1996 is when the eugenics war started.
And then, yeah, he said I slept for a long time too, or I slept for most of it. So yeah, he must have been frozen just like the others
Yeah,
in a different community than Khan, obviously. And that makes me think about. So the Enterprise found Khan and all of his augments. This augment was found. So there's got to be other missions where people have found augments over the years, and
Mhm.
they've got to be scattered through. I mean, they're either they ran away or who knows? Who knows where they all are?
I don't know.
I
But
like the fact that they actually go out of the regular Federation space. That was kind of nice.
yes, that was kind of cool. And the area where Philippa Georgiou's like club was located would eventually become Cardassian Empire territory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If it isn't already.
Let's see. Let's bring up some of the bar. I didn't get too many shots of the bar, but again, there's a in every series there's a bar, and this one was pretty extensive. Well, might as well get the sex appeal in here. It was interesting that they're bringing
out of that dress a bit.
these certain characters, these certain species from all over different parts of Trek. This one was from the Cameloid from is that Star Trek 5? One of I think it's 5. And then from the motion picture, the chick on the right there. See, I forget what they're called. See, I smoke too much. See, now I'm just junk now. Even more junk than usual.
Wait. The woman that's like doing the bubblegum bubble, that her species was from Star Trek the Motion Picture?
Yes. She is the girl that gets connected with V'ger. V'ger is like the big baddie in that one, and she's a Starfleet officer, but then sort of gets like zapped and gets taken over and spoken, like possessed basically. So yeah, they brought that back, and there was like a big love affair with her and a lieutenant, actually, I think he was supposed to be the captain, and they had a bunch of trainees on the ship, and then they had to go out and do this and the mission with V'ger and all that. And Kirk was on the ship, but he basically took command from the guy, and that's a funny little part of that movie where the real captain's just like, hey, don't mess. The ship's a little different than when you were running it, and he's like, yeah, whatever, dude, get out of my way. I got Scotty here. I got I got Spock here. I got Bones and Uhura. We're good. Oh, you know what? And when they were fighting in that bar, and at first, was it Data No? Yeah, I'm Data Ya.
Yeah.
Data No with his little briefcase there. Which interesting. I mean, the tech. It's weird how now there's mech tech and there's all this extra stuff. This is long before the Borg would have been introduced, but
See, I was actually wondering that as well. It's like, okay, if they have all these like cybernetic implants and all this mech stuff, where's the Borg? Like, I
yeah.
mean, are
Or were
these
the
people,
Borg created
are they like
because we
leading
fucked
into
up?
the potential introduction of the Borg? I mean, I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, I
Maybe.
do know that.
Supposedly they've been around
definitely
for
was
a
little
long time.
confusing.
Well, I mean, there's been. I mean, this brings up a criticism that I have of Kurtzman Trek, where they have had a lot of inconsistencies between Kurtzman Trek and Trek that came before it. And it seems to me that they don't even care. It's like they're like, oh, people won't notice. They won't go back and watch the earlier stuff. And it's like, well, you'd be surprised. People will go back and watch the earlier stuff and they will pick up on those inconsistencies. That's why consistency is important.
Yeah.
At least it was with Star
Yeah.
Trek, but unfortunately, yeah, I think it was before the show you had said something about the what's his name? Kurt what?
Kurtzman Trek.
Kurtzman. It is Kurtzman.
Yeah, the guy who controls Star Trek now is Alex Kurtzman.
Jerkman, more like it. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yes, because I distracted you with that ass.
That it sucks that there is a Kurtzman Trek and a Berman Trek. Is that what you were gonna say?
Nope,
I
completely
guess
lost
not.
it.
I guess that's not what.
Carry on.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's
Oh wow.
the thought just exited out of his brain and just like flew away like a.
Was teleported out of my brain.
Well, we had that sexy picture. up
Continuity,
before, right? And then there was another.
Continuity.
Oh,
is
continuity.
not.
There you go.
It's not paramount for Kurtzman Trek. They've already made it clear that they'll try to stick to continuity, but they will break it and rewrite it if necessary. And I don't like that as much. With
I don't like
60-year
that at
franchise.
all.
No.
Fucking with the continuity messes with the consistency of everything, and it creates inconsistencies with the lore.
I mean, it's not like they're just gonna disregard. They'll rewrite and explain, so that makes it a little better. But it's a
That's called a
60-year fucking
retcon.
franchise. Respect what came before.
That's called a retcon, and I mean, I fucking hate retcons.
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering. There was a section I
Retcon,
found this
more like.
picture, which there you go. This I came across this picture and I forgot this had happened, but it was a funny little moment. I'll bring it over here.
I did.
They're
find
fighting
that
and
funny.
going through. What the hell? Is that that looks like I don't know, a manta ray mixed with a squid.
Who is fucking who in this picture?
Okay, the male character is unfortunately an Andorian.
Yep. With really curly hair too. Look at that hair.
Oh
How
my
do you know
God.
that other thing's not also a male?
That is a fair question.
You don't-
Way to gender assume,
No.
Charles.
Oh, not very woke of you, man.
You don't know if that
But
stingray
obvious-
has a pointer to it or what? I don't know.
Yeah,
Hold
you
on,
don't
wait,
know.
I'll make it
Well,
better.
I guess. I guess stingrays have holes in their rears, and I guess that's anyway.
Oh my God.
Hold on, I'll help you out too, Luke.
Thank you. All right. I'm gonna. You know what? Let me. I'm gonna refresh for a second because I think I got a delay. Hold on. Right. Discuss.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So, hi, Charles. How are you? I'm on the wrong side now. See, this is why I told him not to do that. Just didn't look right.
I'm fine. Yeah, because now I'm all kinds of fine, even though I have an image of an Andorian
Oh,
having fun times with a stingray.
let me tell you, Charles, you are fine. You are fine.
You do it.
Okay.
Uh oh.
Fine. Stop that,
Can I stay
Luke
up there
the
with-
Boyd.
I was trying to
Luke
put
the
you up here.
Boyd.
And well, we're talking about kissing and between that was interspecies. So I mean, we give it all these There's so many kisses that happen
See,
all over.
you
track. There's
are
just kisses
the problem.
and kisses.
You are the problem, Luke of the Bind.
What?
You're
It's-
the
it's-
reason
it's
little
always
jerk-off
been
clowns
progressive.
ask if Star Trek is
It's
woke.
always
Is
been
woke.
a
You little
thing.
jerk. You're like, oh, different species, and you
You
put up these
know,
two
and I
queers.
don't have a gift
You're a
for the other
disgusting
one,
person.
but-
You're a disgusting person. You hate homosexuals. They're not different species. They're just two queers. They're two.
Oh, they are. Those are two. Oh my goodness.
Queerly.
Wow. Yeah. Now, the way this whole thing was set up, I mean, obviously, you could tell it seemed like the beginning of a series, just the way. Oh, we're picking up Michelle, and now we're going, and even at the very end, they leave it open, right? They kind of leave it open for like, we're gonna do another mission. So,
I don't
hope-
think they're gonna do another mission. I think Michelle Yu is dead. Done.
oh
Yeah, I don't know. Why did they leave it open then? Because they had a perfect out. When I was like, oh, for once they're not gonna back. Listen, want to talk about Kurtzman Trek? Now I'm finding problems. Holy shit! It seems every single Kurtzman Trek has ended with, I'm going to sacrifice myself now in a giant
Oh, my
supernova. And then it happens, and then they go, oh, so-and-so just teleported me back at the very last second.
Oh,
Pip,
we
pip,
couldn't get a
Let's
lock
have
on
a
him.
drink.
Yeah.
Literally, every show has ended that way. The difference is what drink. They had tea, and for Picard, they had the Earl Grey, hot. Fucking
They're always-
Tilly
yes.
and the other one drank
And this
whiskey.
is-
These ones, what?
And this is why Berman Trek is better than Kurtzman Trek, because the Kurtzman
Yeah.
writers are lazy.
They
Yeah, that
can't
is
land these ships.
So
Holy shit. Literally, every ending is what I just said. Holy shit.
The
Yeah, now
best-
that I'm thinking about it with Picard and like, oh man.
The best thing that Kurtzman has come up, well, I don't even think he was involved with, well, he is kind of involved with this, but the best thing that he's come up with since he took over is Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks. That's it.
Theoretically, we came up with Strange New Worlds, the fans, because we loved, well, most people did. I didn't necessarily. I thought he was a great Pike. I hated Spock, if you remember. I hated him.
Yes, I
first.
remember.
But now I think he Leonard Humoy? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
Who's
I
she?
have no
Who
idea.
is she? Is she a new pop star? Does she go? Hold on. That was bad. So yeah, we did that. That's all. We did that. But Lower Decks probably is something that his team
Well, also,
did.
and you
I don't
were
think
saying
the fans demanded that at all.
you're saying how they end the same, and here's another thing ending where you go, wow, they've kind of made it open, and it seems like it's going to continue, just like with the third season of Picard, where we're like, okay, we might get a new series now, and
Nope.
no. Oh, wow, Section 31. Wow, they're a crew now, and they go, obviously, when they need Michelle, they come and they get her from her bar, and then they go on a whole thing. And
Listen,
no.
if we don't get
Not
a
gonna
Section
happen.
31 movie with Trip in it, and explaining all that shit, not Trip, what's his dick? Malcolm's what I meant.
Early Malcolm. Ooh, that'd be interesting.
No, later Malcolm. Malcolm
Mm.
at his age now working, because that would probably be. Well, listen,
Ooh.
there's
Wait,
no
Malcolm
doubt.
from Enterprise?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's no doubt. I'm pretty sure Archer either had just died. Archer was definitely alive during this movie we watched, because if I'm not mistaken, he died the day after Kirk launched his Enterprise as captain. I believe.
Oh. Wow.
I believe like his last thing was as president of the Federation was attending that launch. I'm gonna ask the robots right now about that.
All right.
But
Oh yeah.
so
So,
that's true. Archer was alive during this. If Archer's alive during this, that means Malcolm's alive, and that means Malcolm
Archer.
works for fucking Section 31.
well, yeah, he was. That's how we knew about it. That's how Archer found out about Section 31, and I wonder
I might
if
be
he
thinking
has,
of Robert April. Actually, he may have been, because I knew it sounded
April?
wrong when I said it. He may have been there for the inaugural flight of the Enterprise under April. But then again, does that mean there was no Enterprise flight for the entirety of Archer's president? I just better go back. I'll be back. Sorry, carry on.
I think is this it? Oh yeah, there they are. There's the Enterprise crew. There's Malcolm. Oh, they have that what, the Shuttle Pod show or Shuttle Pod 1?
No, they canceled that. Now, for
Oh.
whatever reasons, then they had it back with a new name. I forget what that is. And
Well,
I
because
think
Trip
that may
left or
have
whatever
ended
his name
too.
is.
No, they weren't paying or something. Like it's just, I don't know what the deal is. But you were saying,
It's just, yeah. No, I was just bringing up a picture of him. I didn't know if I had a picture. Yeah. And then what about? Okay, yeah. And then obviously there's this person here, the servant of Georgiou, had a French name. I can't remember. Only saw it once.
what was the
I'll have to
problem
definitely
people
watch it
had with
again.
these characters, Luke or Whedon? That they said that this was a tarnishing of the legacy, because it was very specific how the original series episode ended, that had these characters where one half was blackface, one half was whiteface, and then the other half of the species looked exactly the same except in reverse. So, and the ending of that, I believe I read, had something to do with them killing them off, or the other half, or some shit.
Well,
But
yeah,
that
but
this
that was long
contradicts
after
that, is
this.
what I read.
Well, it may be that because the Federation didn't know much about them, I believe, and then so maybe they're kind of thinking that none of them had left the planet, or they didn't interact with a lot of other people. But again, we're outside of Federation space, so it's kind of open to what could be going on out there. And yeah, it doesn't matter what happened in the episode of the original Star Trek, because that was long after this. So I don't know why people would be upset about that, or just because the episode was so serious. And now
that's a good point.
He's a servant.
That's a
Well,
good
I don't
point,
understand.
because all that shit happens later. So this is probably just another bullshit AI written article, I bet.
Well, it's
Or
people
AI.
not knowing. It's other people not knowing the lore, just like the people who wrote it not knowing. The people watching it don't know some of it, or they know a little bit, and then they just assume things and go all crazy.
Well, to not assume like I did before, and to clarify the lore, Archer would definitely have been running the Federation and alive during this movie, because he was still alive when Kirk was born. What I thought before was incorrect.
Okay.
If I go and research, I'm positive that I'll see it was April that little story I told was about. He died the day. I'll look it up in a second. But as far as the other thing, yeah, he was alive, because this is before Kirk's time. So wait a minute. No, yeah, because Garrett wasn't even Enterprise captain yet. It's tricky. It's tricky. I'm gonna have a lot of questions, because how long was Garrett's run as captain? You know what I'm saying? Before Kirk. So
I'm not sure.
was
yeah, and
April
then-
captain then? Was the Enterprise even a running ship then? That would answer that question. So I can't. Fuck. Damn it. I thought I had an answer. Son of a bitch. Star Trek.
I do like how they. Well, it's like this promo, they put all the characters in there, but then the chick there is gone, so now they can't. If they ever went forward, they couldn't have her in there, so it's kind of like, damn. Kind of they kind of painted themselves into a corner with this. I think they're like, yeah, we can't really continue, but we'll just make it seem like we'll just end it like we were gonna end it before. They didn't rewrite the ending. That's what it is. Oh well. We'll just leave it. It's fine. It's fine enough. Oh yeah, and then obviously, I don't want to give everything away, but this little image from look again. There's some. Is that what kind of? Yes. What
even
is that?
she has cybernetic implants.
Yeah, this is pretty strange.
Well, Section 31.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're a little more tech heavy, I guess you'd say. Especially the mech
They
guy.
learned
Jeez.
nothing from the meat popsicle. Or meat sausage.
The meat popsicle.
Well, I meant to say meat sausage. Or AI sausage. From season 2 of Discovery.
No, wait a minute. So this is
That's
meat
Rachel
sausage from Discovery? I don't
I'm
remember.
sorry, guys. I fucked you, Charles. I apologize.
No.
Oh.
When Control, the AI, tried to take over and take the sphere data from Discovery's databanks, it took over the leader of Section 31, and then Philippa and a security officer from the Enterprise were fighting the AI controlled leader of Section 31, and Philippa made a comment about him, calling him some kind of gross AI sausage. Because the AI was occupying
Oh, okay.
body of the leader of
Yeah,
Section
it was
31.
kind of starting
Yeah.
to push out of it like a sausage casing. Yeah.
Yeah. So she called him
true.
an AI sausage. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
hey, listen,
Now-
robot cocks aside, I have an end answer here. Archer very well actually was almost definitely alive because April's command of the Enterprise was only 5 years. One must assume Garrett is at least 5 years away from her, even eligibility to be a fucking captain. And Archer did attend the first flight of the NCC 1701 and died the day after, which means more likely than not, the Enterprise was not a commissioned ship yet, or an active ship yet, and Archer was alive during this. Okay, I can get that out of my head and move on now. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate it.
I'm going to have to take a second. Now, I want you to take a look at this. And is this a butt implant? Okay, I'll be right back.
It's a fucking dress, that stupid prick. What a stupid prick. We should just sit. We should just sit here quiet. We should just This is This is really not. I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna
All right.
Welcome to the party.
All right. So, I guess we have nothing left to do, Charles, but play a quick round, and this is what he gets for not being here. Let's see, do we have a song? Would Charles Whedon have sex with either of those men or women? That's the name of the game.
Way down deep in the Alpha Quadrant,
Oh, or we could just listen to this.
there's a
the
show
fuck is
called
this?
the Alpha Quadrant. Now please don't take any offense, 'cause they're really good boys, the Alpha Podrants. Yeah, the Alpha Podrants. Alpha Podrants. They're the Alpha Podrants. They're the Alpha Pod. Alpha Podrants. They're the Alpha Podrants. They're the Alpha Podrants. They're the Alpha Pod. Now make it so. I said make it so. Make it so.
Did he say
now,
make it
right now.
grow?
Go.
He said make it so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just wasn't sure. All right. So how you been? Star Trek, huh? Where were we?
We were talking about Rachel Garrett.
Ah, yes. And then he tried to interrupt us by saying, "Hey, look at this poopa. Is that a fat poopa?" When it's like a fucking dress. Like, what is wrong with him?
I did not realize that that actress was playing a younger version of Rachel Garrett. I didn't
What is wrong
realize
with
that.
you?
I
Both
didn't.
of you should be ashamed.
I didn't realize it. I mean, I was like, holy shit. I mean, when I just looked it up, I was like, holy shit, that's Rachel Garrett. How did I not pick that up? It's like, holy crap.
Again, she said it 18 times. The whole
She
movie was
only
basically
said
like,
Garrett.
no, they kept saying, "You're going to be captain of the Enterprise one day," but they didn't say Enterprise, but you know.
They said captain. And she
I
was like,
know.
oh, but I'm a science officer.
I know this, but they said it 80 times. Oh, so many times they said it.
I don't know. It's just, I mean, Garrett, fuck. I need to go back and watch the movies again.
All right, so Luke,
You know
is it a
what? At
pooper or a
this point,
scooper? What is it?
I should just pull a Jim. and
Poopa
I
or
should just do-
scoopa? Do you know what
I
that's
should
from?
just watch all Star Trek.
Yes,
and
you should.
I should not do what Jim is doing and actually watch the content.
Yeah, well, I need to return to the original series. The problem is it's like not anywhere near as lore heavy as the other stuff. So you get really invested in the story of the Federation if you're watching it in chronological order. You get super invested in like all the different species and shit, and the Andorians especially. What's that?
They don't get into like the thick of the lore until like Next Generation, right?
Right, like and that's the thing. Like the lore is all leading you up to these big wars, and then you get to the original series, and it's fun stuff, but it doesn't really touch on any of that. It really takes you out of the story you're interested in. If you're watching the franchise, you're obviously watching for the lore of the universe, and it definitely is a departure from that when you get to the original series.
Well, yeah, because they weren't sure if they would go, how long they'd even go on the show.
They ain't know nothing. They didn't know this was going to happen. They wanted it to happen.
No
they didn't
idea.
know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Sulu would have been all over that. Who would Sulu
That
want
was
to
the
kiss
plan
more?
from the beginning, man.
Probably
this was
Shatner.
always the plan of Star Trek. Get over it. People need to get over it. This has always been the plan. Always. And what's wrong with that?
Me.
I don't want to kiss those
Wait,
men.
that's not me.
Big deal. Do you want to kiss those men or something? Why do you have feelings about
No.
it? The only way
don't
you
have
could have
feelings
feelings
about
about it is if you're like, I wish I was kissing that man. I wish the other man was kissing me or something like that. Like, what would you have? How could you have a feeling about it? Period.
You know, those images, they look really gay.
Oh, but this is just. Well, this is just. Well, that's a little bit. It's. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good old lore.
Speaking of lore,
Oh yeah. Lore. Jeez. I can't wait to get to. I'm actually in. I'm doing the chronological watch as well, and I've been doing it since before. I took a big break for a while, but I'm
I
on
mean, it's a
the
lot of content to get through.
5th season of Next Generation, so I know there's another couple lore episodes coming up. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait.
I'm excited though
What a-
to get back to the Next Generation because it's been a while and I missed a lot of it, so it'll be enjoyable. I mean, the only thing that's gonna be rough is Encounter at Farpoint or whatever, because I fucking seen. Not only have I seen that since it came out, in its premiere day, I've seen it so many times, and I've even listened or I've read it in the game Project Zomboid. I have like VHS cassettes of every Star Trek The Next Generation episode. And then when you play them, it's the transcript of the episodes will play over the device you're playing it from.
Wow.
So I have sat
cool.
in the zombie apocalypse and I've read that entire episode as well. So yeah, it's going
Jeez.
to be rough to get through again, but that's not. I'll just fucking, I'll hang out. I don't know. I'll just fiddle my pickle or something. I don't know what I'll do.
I swear, when I was doing this watch along before, and I screwed it up, so I had to start it back up. But I think I got through Next Generation, and now I'm watching it again. That was only what, a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe. And I there's certain episodes of Next Generation where I'm like, oh yeah, I completely forgot about this one, and which just amazes me because there must be episodes that haven't been shown a lot. Because when you watch a marathon on sci-fi like they used to have, there would be certain ones they would show and other ones they would skip. So yeah, I guess there's some episodes that I haven't seen as many times and just didn't stick. But now that I'm older, certain things like the episodes with Worf and his son. Now I'm in a different position in my life, so I see it from a different angle. So, it's interesting to see the stories now as an older person. What's
I'm
up?
really stupid. Garrett was after Kirk, which means Archer was. I mean, it's only like 15 years between when Archer was alive and when she goes on, because all these captains only ran for 5 years each or so. I think Pike did 10. Pike did 15 years. April did 5, so that's 20. And then Kirk did 5 years as well. So you got 25 years by the time she becomes captain of the Enterprise. And you know what? That girl was not, again, you're looking more like someone like Janeway captaining. That girl might have 25 years. Either way, it's still possible for Malcolm to be working in Section 31 in this time period they're representing. Still,
Oh yeah,
totally
and
possible.
especially he was also younger than Archer on
This
the
is
show,
not going to
too.
end, is it? The whole episode, I'm going to be going back to this one thing, and fucking that's all I'm going to obsess over because some other little hook is going to come up. Go on.
Yeah, so yeah, depending on when Archer died, Malcolm could have lived a little bit longer, although you'd think
Archer died in 2245, the day after NCC 1701, captained by Robert April, took flight. He attended its inaugural flight. He died
20 more
allegedly
years.
the next day. And yeah. So, and then from that day until Garrett becomes captain, it is 25 years.
But they also live pretty long there and are pretty healthy in their older age. I'm not sure exactly how old Picard is supposed to be in the
Isn't it like
in
200?
Next Generation.
Oh,
No, in Next Generation.
I gotcha.
in his 60s, maybe. You know, because he talks about it's been like 30 years since he's been to the academy. You know, he's in his mid 50s, maybe. And then Picard he's got to be in his like late 80s. I don't think he was 200, but he was like in his like 80s at least, maybe even 90s. I don't know.
Says 59 years old at the start of the series, 65 by the end, 68 in First Contact, 74 in Nemesis.
What? And if you think about it, First Contact, 68. He was in great shape. You know, that's a strong 68-year-old fighting Borg and running around. I mean, come on.
He'd been 94 in Picard season 1,
Okay.
96 in season 2, still 96 in season 3.
Yeah. Because that makes me think of McCoy ends up visiting the Enterprise in one of the first episodes, and he's super old. I think he
Like
said
170 something, I think. He's like 173
Oh, is it?
maybe.
Yeah, and he says to Data, "Boy, I don't see any pointy ears up on your head. You sound like a Vulcan."
Oh, he was 137.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still, you know, still walking around in that episode. So, in the future, yeah, you live till you're 140, 150, maybe. Which is pretty long. But how long does a Vulcan's like 300 years probably.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask how long does your Pekka work?
Oh, Jesus.
I thought
Prob-
the lifespan
Oh,
of
wow.
a Vulcan was like 200 years.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We're approaching them, but they stay in a little better shape, older than a human.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
so
hell,
T'Pol is
T'Pol-
definite. There's sometimes around 220, the Vulcans. T'Pol is definitely alive during the movie we saw.
That'd be a good.
See? I'm
Interesting.
obsessed with who from Enterprise is alive.
Which
Yes,
characters
because we
you
know
need?
that Enterprise is your favorite Star Trek show. And
Cheese and
I
rice.
still say, Bagula ruined the franchise.
Ah.
Shut up.
Where is he? Where is he?
That's what you get.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
gonna get
there-
to look at
oh,
Jamie Lee
yeah.
Curtis's face for saying that.
I
That's what
like
I just
Jamie
did.
Lee
I
Curtis.
just
I
threw
think
that
she's
picture up
cool.
in anger. I said, "Oh yeah, you want to say that?" And I just threw any picture up. That's what I just did.
Even got his friend Shran to kind of look at you.
I mean, hell, Jeffrey Combs is a badass. He's awesome in everything he does.
Yeah,
He's a
pretty much
great
is.
actor.
Oh wait, yeah. So Garrett. This particular picture to me looks way Star Wars.
Yeah,
I mean, this looks like the inside of an AT-AT or something.
yeah, this does actually look Star Wars to me.
Like she's got the black uniform. Like I'm like, what? That kind of threw me off.
She looks like she's on like some ship that's a part of the Rebel Alliance. She does. That's what she looks like.
Where they don't care about aesthetics as much, I guess.
Yeah, but no, and I can just feel Jim getting pissed off.
I'm not engaging this at all. I've managed to. I'm talking. Nope. I'm not even here.
Yeah, but no, and then I mean.
Wow, I didn't know you felt that.
Sliders. Oh God, that's what that says.
Listen, Alpha Podrants, the reason why it's been gone so long is we've just been long in the works on developing a sliders show instead to take the place of Alpha Podrants. So that's what,
Yeah.
We're gonna start reviewing that. Oh man,
I need to go back
gotta-
and watch that. Show.
well,
I
I
don't
mean-
even think I finished it.
Gets rough at the end. Gets a little rough.
Yeah, I heard that. But no, it's just I sighed at that last image because it's Michelle Yeoh, and damn it, uh,
What about?
yeah, she's a beautiful woman.
Would Charles
I mean,
really
how?
fuck her?
Oh.
Was that what the song called?
Do you want a fucking alien girl, Charles?
Oh yeah, I was looking for it. I couldn't find it. And by the way, this movie is set after Kirk. John Harriman, USS Enterprise B. This would have been roughly 2330s. So I've just been dumb this whole episode. Go on.
Oh, so that's where she got sent. Because that's what's weird about, they don't tell you what happened.
They said at the
after
beginning.
she entered
They sent her back,
Oh,
and then she was with them for a few years, and then she vanished for a few years. So it's safe to,
she
to
vanished.
presume
Okay.
that they sent her back to where Discovery had left from. Her actual timeline, because they couldn't get her back universal wise, I guess, but they could put her back time wise, and that would cure her time sickness or whatever she had. So they put her back right at the beginning of Strange New Worlds, and then now she is just, this is just taking place this many years after.
Now, one thing, okay,
Presumably.
you saying time sickness reminded me of, yeah, she's from a different universe, and that's how she knew the guy who was trying to steal the God's end, Godsend.
Godsend.
I'm not
Godsend.
doing that. I'm not here. I'll give you this though. I'll give you this.
Say it slower. So yeah, during this scene here, when they're fighting through and breaking through, and
I
yeah,
think
that's
it
who
was
she was
God's
fighting
end.
during that. Yeah, God's send, and then they have that phase shifting thing that they were doing, where I'm out of phase with you, so you can't hit me, and that's interesting because there is an episode in Next Generation where, they kind of go back. This is them paying homage to some of the old stuff where there's an episode where Geordi and Ensign Rowe are out of phase with everybody else. So they think they died, but they're just like, no, we're here, but you just can't see or feel us. And they end up, I think there's another couple of aliens that are with them that are phase shift as well. Phase shifted. It was just an interesting thing where it's like, wow, this weird tech that they have. Like, she wasn't even part of Section 31 anymore, but had that crazy kind of tech. Well, only someone from a different universe would be able to do that, I guess, because their vibration's different. It was just an interest. Like, that's such a cool concept that they came up with for this. I never saw something like that coming. So I thought it was cool for that. Although they should have had more spy stuff. It didn't seem like, I mean, one guy's got a mech suit, one guy's a robot, but there's no, I don't know. They had a tricorder, but what else did they have that was really crazy? I don't think anything. It's just they're all superhuman in a way. Yeah, I guess that's what it came down to. You have to be superhuman to be in Section 31 at that point. Or in that group, I guess.
And that brings me back to the whole, like, this does not feel like Section 31 to me. It feels like Suicide Squad.
No, you mean when they dress like this? Or like this at the end? Where they bought two of them. Oh boy. That's how you get around getting rid of a character. But why would you even bring that character back? I mean, if you're not going to continue the thing. Yeah, they wanted to make it all smiley at the end, all nice. Oh, see? Yay, we're a big family now. Okay, that's it. No more. Goodbye.
I mean, I like the action in the movie. I thought it was fun.
No. Oh yeah,
Could have
that
been more
fight that
kung
they.
fu's.
Well, that fight towards the end when they're on those transports or carts. They're almost like mining carts but of the future.
The skiffs.
Yeah, that was
That was
pretty
actually
cool.
the special effects or whatever. It was well did, very well did.
I have to rewatch it because it was actually I was watching it on my phone, so I'm probably gonna go watch it on the 4K TV because it was a little hard to see some of that. Like it was so
Oh,
quick
man,
and so
when-
like bouncing, you know.
The
When the
moment
weird
prior to
shape-
that, the
Go
moment
ahead.
the moment prior to that was actually one of my favorite moments in the entire movie, where they begin to figure out that the nanocan guy controlling the robot was the mole,
Yep.
and they have their guns, their phasers like pointed at him. He raises his hands and he's like, "Let me say this last thing," and then he says, "I'm still controlling his exoskeleton." And then he like hits a button and then he jumps on the skiff and then he gets the hell out of there and they chase after him. When he
And he's
says
like
that
laughing,
yeah, when he's
maniacally at the end.
laughing, yeah. When he says that he's still controlling his exoskeleton, I got to admit I kind of chuckled at that part. I thought it was kind of funny. And it kind of reminded me of something that the Joker would say. He was behaving like the Joker.
He was a bit, which goes, yeah, okay, I can see your Suicide Squad thing. Where,
Yeah. So again,
yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Yep, I can see that. Which one is he? Is he this one? I can't see these; they're so small. Nope, that's her.
Yeah.
Which one is he? This one?
No.
No.
Yeah,
There
that
he
one.
is.
That one. Yeah.
There he is. And everyone's got these nice black leather. They kind of like doing that now, just taking all the color out of everything. And
Well, the
everyone's
uniforms of Section 31 are like completely black.
elite. Okay,
So-
so there you go. Well, and then
Yeah,
of
I
course,
will say we did get cheap
Let's get
in
that.
a way. In a way, we got a great movie. I thought a great Star Trek movie, even though they claim it's not Star Trekky, and we didn't get the,
she's got the.
which also sucks. That should have been there, but anyway, we got cheap though on a Section 31 movie. It certainly was not that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get their uniforms, we didn't get their bureaucracy, we didn't learn anything about the organization. It was just sort of like a gimmick more than anything, you know? A loose connection.
The
Well-
com badge of Section 31.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and this is partly because of the pandemic. You know, everything getting thrown. If this had shot normally, we would have a series now of Section 31. But here we are. Thanks a lot. That Fauci should go to jail just for that. You screwed up Star Trek. We're gonna get you.
Crimes
Right?
against humanity. You're not allowed to say stuff about Fauci on YouTube,
Oh.
Luke. Quiet.
I didn't say anything about the other thing he did. Just don't mess with my Star Trek, man.
Yeah, you want to blame Bacula, Charles Whedon, you little jerk? Why don't you blame Vaxula, huh? Damn.
Shh, ooh, getting close.
Damn, son.
Ooh, almost.
I mean, I'll blame Bacula all the damn day.
I'll push you down to the floor.
Oh yeah,
with
and then
violence.
during that skiff thing at the end when the cameloid he turned into some crazy spider-looking thing or whatever, right? He was like, "I got you." That was kind of neat. They needed to. I think they should have
That's what I was
explored
gonna
him a little bit more.
mention. I was going to tell you. That's why you have to watch it. That scene it looked really good.
Oh, yeah.
It looked very realistic.
Yeah, again, I'm looking at my small. Yeah, I mean it is a big phone screen, but not as big as it would need to be to see those effects correctly. So yeah, I got to rewatch on a nice big screen. So
You're boring me.
Good. Good. Well, I think we got to leave now, right? We've pretty much
Yeah,
talked
we
about
did the
it.
whole hour.
Have we
I
answered
mean,
the question?
Charles,
Is it woke? Is it
I'm gonna
too
fucking
woke?
push you. You're the one
And
I'm gonna push to the floor.
Section 31, I guess we're saying it's not that woke at all, and it's a fun romp, right?
I would say it's no more woke than what we've come to expect from Star Trek.
I would say you're both woke little jerks, and I'm the sleepy. I'm sleepy.
Yeah, we're all getting a little sleepy. So, well, Jim Charles. Wait, is there a guy named Jim Charles here?
There's not. You freaked me out. I was looking around like, who the fuck is he talking to?
Who the fuck is Jim Charles?
Lost his fucking mind. Tell him,
This,
Jim Charles.
I enjoyed it. I don't know. Even though the little holes. What other new Star Trek have we had lately? This is the only thing.
I loved
so
it. I loved it.
yeah.
I loved it.
Please make another one. I know you won't, but
I wish
mean,
they
we're
killed her
supposed
in
to
the
be
end. I
getting
don't need
Strange
another
New
one.
Worlds this year, aren't we?
Yes.
well, aren't we
Soon,
supposed to
no?
be getting Starfleet Academy with Paul Giamatti in it? Hello.
As a villain? Yeah, a lot of listen. I still don't see Tilly, and I feel like
You
I'm
wanna see
being
her?
silly. Shut up. I feel like I'm being don't do that to me, please. I feel like I'm being silly, expecting to not see Tilly, but I have a feeling she's probably going to be the star of this. However, that said, because the universe hates me. That said, I see mostly about Tig Notaro and Charles Whedon's boyfriend, Udo Kibar, or whatever his name is.
Oh, Dead Fair.
Yeah, that's the guy. I see a lot about them being featured in this show, and Paul Giamatti as well. And what's her dick? Holly Hunter, maybe? Is that who it was?
Wait, Holly Hunter's
right.
going to be in that?
I believe. Let me double check.
So I'm just wondering. So this is the whole Kurtzman right thing where it's going to be in the future.
Yes, Charles. Holly Hunter is the star, top billing. She is captain and chancellor of Starfleet Academy.
Wow.
And look, dude, what the fuck? Please. Oh, God, yes. I'm looking at the wiki right now, and it says Maine. Holly Hunter, Carice Brooks, Bella Shepard, George Hawkins. These motherfuckers don't even have wiki links, guys. Kareem Diane, Zoe Steiner, Tig Notaro in the main as Jet Reno, Robert Picardo as the Doctor, Sandro Rosita, and then we have recurring Paul Giamatti, Gina Yashir, Tatiana Maslany. Isn't she somebody?
Yeah, Tatiana Maslany is the actress that played She-Hulk in the Marvel
She-Hulk.
show.
Okay, I knew she was something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And then under guests, you have Oded Fair, Becky Lynch, and Mary Wiseman as Tilly. So it looks like she's only gonna be a guest.
She's going to start the thing out and then check in halfway through the season. And she kind of did that in one of the seasons, didn't she?
I'm
She
not
kinda
really a
left and came
fan of the fact that Tatiana Maslany is going to be in this because I don't like her.
A recur. She's getting recurring, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably she's going to be some sort of professor. She
Why don't you
seems-
like her?
because she has a bit of an ego on her, and she's a bit entitled.
I know nothing of her, so my question wasn't because I like her or something. I've never seen the She-Hulk or the Orphan Black.
She pretty much went on this whole. Well, I mean, I know this isn't like Star Trek related. I mean, adjacent maybe, but not Star Trek related. But footnotes is that she went on a whole rant because she was pissed off that her scenes in Deadpool and Wolverine got cut, and she decided to go after Ryan Reynolds because
I
of
do
it.
believe I've heard about this.
And
I
Ryan
did hear
Reynolds pretty
something
much
about
told
that,
her
yeah.
to shut the hell up. and she even threatened to sue Marvel because of it.
I heard that
Interesting.
I thought I read somewhere that she was kind of complaining the whole time,
Yeah,
didn't do all the fighting training all the
yep, I
way.
heard that too.
So you show up
Did
to this
Ryan?
major
Did he
thing
say
and
that they didn't have room for a twerking cameo?
Yeah, that's another thing I don't like about her is that she has a history of doing that because she did that in Orphan Black too. She had an entire
oh,
dedicated twerking scene in
Oh,
Orphan
so
Black.
she's the twerk advocate. She's the
Yep.
one. Look, I don't know.
oh
Look,
my
the
god.
idea of She-Hulk twerking, I didn't see it, but I'm sure it's
Oh
probably a nice thing.
no, it's not. It's actually pretty like awkward. Like
Well,
I
awkward, of course it would be, but
yeah.
uh, I'm sure my pee-pee would tingle at a
Yeah,
twerking
Green
She-Hulk.
doesn't
I don't
twerk
know,
well.
maybe.
Yeah, it was strange. Like I just stood there and stared at it, and I was like, "Oh my god, is this really happening in a Marvel
Stared at it.
show?"
I could just picture you staring in shock at the screen and looking down at your crotch, back at the screen, down, back, like wondering, is something gonna happen?
Is it?
Should it happen?
Wait a minute.
Should it?
This is like
Shouldn't it?
looking at
Is this
China.
right that it's not? Is it doing the right work? Okay, I could
What, like
picture
the
it.
wrestler?
What just
Yeah.
happened? Hold on, I'll fix it, Luke.
It's like looking at China. But yeah.
Yeah, but
Big
no, it's
muscular
just I mean,
ladies.
I wasn't even really excited for Starfleet Academy anyway because it just didn't seem like a show that I'd be interested in.
You
I'm
bugging.
I am more interested in
Oh, y-
like a show like Star Trek Legacy, but since that show's probably not going to happen, well, there you go.
Definitely not.
But I mean,
I'm wondering. Oh yeah.
I loved Lower Decks, but that show's over. They're not getting any more seasons of that. So
Ah. So I don't want to do spoilers or anything, but I was reading and something at the end of Lower Decks kind of makes what's happening with Starfleet Academy kind of strange because about
No.
the canon or whatever. I don't know. There was some weird
No,
thing going on with the.
no, because
What do you mean, no?
Well, first off, did we see Klingons in the 32nd century of Discovery? That's a question. I wonder.
We did because
did?
they went down to a camp, and remember, Ace, whatever his name was, the love interest that was a Klingon. Remember, he starts like freaking
Ash.
out, and Ash, yeah, he starts freaking
Ash
out
Tyler.
because he when they go down to an encampment, and remember they're looking at Berman like she's. You know, you're a human or you're a Terran, so we don't want
Burnham.
to talk to you. And she's like, no, Burnham, yeah. We don't want to talk to you. It was a Klingon, and I think there might have been a Ferengi there, and a couple of
Yeah, I remember that. What did the
that
Klingon
there
look
was
like?
there was also a Tellarite, and there was a I believe a
was a Tellarite,
Andorian
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, it had
Yep.
some bearing to Enterprise as well. Here I am bringing
But the
that up again.
Klingon, that Klingon did look like the other weird Klingons, the ones from Discovery.
It looked like they're weird
It did.
Klingons.
But that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
not that was not in the 32nd century. That was in the earlier seasons before they went forward in time.
Oh wait,
Hmm.
yeah, you're right. You're right
Yeah,
because it
that
was
was
them.
that was when they were still
Yeah.
dealing with the mirror universe stuff.
That's right. They're in the mirror universe at that time. Duh, because you said Terran. That's right. You're
Well,
right,
you know
yeah.
what? You know
So
what that
yeah,
is.
I don't know if we did see them in the future.
Computer, did they show Klingons in the 32nd century? No. The Klingons have not appeared in Star Trek Discovery since the series jumped to the 32nd century.
I think
there
the
you go.
only aliens they showed in Star Trek Discovery since season 3 would be Book's race. I can't remember what they were called. Quajon, I think, is what they were called. Bajoran Cardassian hybrid, because that was the President Rilek's species. She's half Bajoran, half Cardassian. And then there was a bunch of Andorians. There was a bunch. I think we even saw a couple of Cardassians.
Okay, before we name all these species, though, can I say this on the 32nd century Klingon situation? Because this is gonna be another fucking OCD thing for me. Okay, so here's the deal. What happened in the end of Lower Decks, right? It only affects what happened in seasons 1 and 2 of Discovery, meaning that would have been the variable in that alternate universe. Everything else does tie up. Although one could say, is there no Burnham? Now, we don't know this because in Strange New Worlds, that's a different Pike. If we're going off of the Klingon multiverse theory, it's a different universe's Pike at the beginning of Strange New Worlds than the one we saw at the end of Discovery. So now, while he does allude to what happened, I'm not sure he mentions Michael Burnham by name or any of that. I'm not sure. Although there are nods in short treks and other things, or in Strange New Worlds, going back to short treks from Discovery's season 2 time that do tell us these are the same characters who were on Discovery. So the variable would only be the Klingons, which means what we're seeing in the 32nd century would have been just a hair off alternate, and that the Starfleet Academy, so it might exist in an alternate dimension. It may not. The burn is what really will ultimately tell us. When we progress in the prime timeline, if they want to keep the burn, then that will be, then we can look at it as, well, then there will be more questions. But if they erase the burn, it will answer. It'll answer that this was that variant world, this variant universe where the Klingons were slightly different. Most of the universe died in the burn, et cetera, et cetera. Navarre may not even exist in Star Trek's future if once we do follow the prime timeline, you know what I mean? And they decide, okay, no burn. That means no Navarre. That means no this, no that. They'll change a lot.
Damn.
A lot of questions there. So we don't know is the goddamn answer. I'm not going to sleep for a week now.
Oh,
this is ridiculous.
I'm gonna have to read up. Now we're gonna have to start involving novels in the comics, because I'm sure there's other strings that go tied up there and lead all over the place. Anyway, so Section 31, very cool, not woke. Watch it; it's freaking awesome. And if you don't think so, you're dumb.
I think it's better than about just about any Discovery episode that ever aired.
I like the Terran episodes were fun. I do like when they were in the Terran Empire. That was the best part, and that's why it being in Section 31 that was the best part. So okay, yeah, you take the part of Discovery that was actually amazing and expand upon it. That's great. I love it. Oh, did I? Oh, I don't have a picture of that guy. The guy San. He was, that freaking guy.
Speaking though, on an ending thought of people of things from Discovery that I hope that they, that were excellent, and I hope we do see again in Star Trek, would be the Kelpians. I'm looking forward to our first spotting of Kelpians outside of Discovery, and I don't know if it will be as exciting in what's it called? Starfleet Academy. I don't know if it'll be as exciting. I think it may need to be something a little more detached from Discovery for it to be like really cool.
Well, I'm wondering how the popularity of Section 31 is going to shake out, and maybe they will give us other one-off movies, other little pieces of the universe to kind of just expand upon a little bit. Because, in a way, if they're not, if the series are gonna be more serial, then this is a way that they can do those little stories that don't necessarily have to connect to the bigger story.
I'm trying to
So
ask
there
the
you go.
robots, but we
Keep
probably
making
don't
more.
have the answer.
We want to see. I want to see. I mean, I'd love to see young O'Brien fighting the Cardassians. Yeah, I'd like to see something like that, or the
That would
Klingon
be
War.
awesome. Holy shit, that would be
Damn
freaking
Cardis!
awesome.
Those. And then Section 31 can kind of go in there. I'm sure they were part of the. They probably started the Cardassian War to, free Bajor or something. I don't know.
Oof, you guys.
No,
gotta-
I don't think Section 31 was involved at that point because the conflict with the Federation getting involved in that conflict was mostly to help the Bajorans.
Not to jump around here, but back to what was just discussed a moment ago is the fucking whether it's well received or whatever. How if it's gonna whatever. 24% critic rating, 19% audience rating. That's the most I can find for metrics at the moment.
So people
Not
didn't
good.
like it.
Seems like people are not liking it. Oh, it says right here,
Dummies.
Star Trek Section 31 reviews lead to the worst Rotten Tomatoes score for the entire franchise. Dismal.
It just came
scores.
out. Check in a year. Once people are, not. It's because there's an expectation people have of it's a Star Trek thing, so I'm gonna see this and I'm gonna hear that, and you didn't see any of that. There was no reversing the polarity of the deflector dish to do whatever and thing. Not a lot of jargon. The jargon's, it's more action based, which I thought people were liking. The Kelvin timeline stuff is all action and crazy, and people seem to like that, but whatever.
Who knows what these baboons like anymore?
I
Well-
think people are disliking it because of who's involved with the show.
Maybe. Kurtzman.
Yeah, which is also
Well, it's
another
not-
reason why I don't like recent Star Trek for the most part, because I don't like Alex Kurtzman.
Kurtzman.
It's one of those
Yeah,
situations
that
where
should
you
be the
have
new
to
one.
raise your fist and shake it angrily at the sky and scream, "Damn you, Kurtzman!"
Don't forget the trembling chin. Can't see mine because I got that beard there, but
Yeah,
I assure you it's trembling.
yeah. You gotta tremble the chin. Yep. Can't
Oh,
miss
and
that.
before we go today, I guess I'll leave you. No, I'm not going to leave you with this, but let's take a look. Oh!
An oldie but a goodie.
He can't do any engineering, that Worf. What is it? They're just big dummies. Those. Maybe you needed the other. Maybe the other Klingons are smarter. Maybe they're better at engineering. That giant ship they had, the ship of the dead, that was incredible.
He's got the wrong uniform on.
Yeah, he does. All right, everyone. I think that was
Old
fun.
uniform. Yep.
His old. Oh, which old uniform?
No, gold uniform.
Oh, from from Discovery. Hey, yeah, I don't have any pictures of them. I cleared out a lot of the old stuff, but yeah, that old thing they had.
No,
I think it was.
I thought gold meant engineering.
Oh yeah. Well, he was just helping people out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
red's
red
command.
is command, gold is engineering, and
Yeah.
blue or green is science.
That was when before he was actually the security officer. He was more of a helmsman. He was kind of like bouncing around a little bit before that. But anyway,
Oh,
Speaking of
okay.
bouncing around, do you really?
Oh,
This is something that on the internet, people these days they don't understand the way shows go. Like a lot of people, not us. I'm not saying right now this is us at all, but so many of these shows out there, definitely not talking about us usually. Period. Totally talking about other people. They are like when that person you're talking to someone on the phone, the person who makes you not want to ever use a phone again, who says goodbye 18, 19, 20 times. And then there's always it
wasn't just me.
Imagine
It
if
wasn't
there
just
was a
me.
network of morons on the internet that only put out shows that were like that. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Does that happen on any other shows on the network? I don't know. Does that?
I think it happens. I think I don't know. I
It
don't
happens
watch
on
I don't watch
TV.
the internet.
It does. It happens on Tee on occasion.
Oh, it's a T
So
thing.
we're on brand.
Yeah.
We're on brand.
It's all I know is the stuff that we all do. That's how it ends for forever. That's how they end. They don't.
This is the show that never. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna.
But that is the worst
I'm not gonna-
person on the phone. I have so many memories of these horrible, horrible people who are just keep going like, all right, man, I gotta go now. Oh, wait a minute. Before I do, I want to tell you real quick. And then 10 minutes later, okay, goodbye. And then like 2 hours later, it's happened 18 more times. You want to fucking just unalive yourself. And it's insane
In
how many
Star
of those, how many hours of my life was taken from me by people saying goodbye and not hanging up the phone.
Before we end up saying anything like
Are you
that,
wearing
is there
makeup?
anything else? No, I'm not.
All right.
It's just the lighting. It's the lighting. See. Anyway. Anything else anyone wants to mention before we skedaddle?
So, about Strange New Worlds. all right. I'm kidding.
What?
Here we go. Keep going. Yeah.
Well,
Continue.
now I want to know about Strange New Worlds. Jeez.
I got
Sliders. We're gonna slide into something else now. I think I gotta slide into my bed soon. So does Charles, because he has somewhere to be tomorrow, right? So
Yes.
I'm already asleep.
thanks for coming by, guys, and
Mhm.
having this discussion. This was fun.
Did he just call us bye guys, Charles? Because that is not. I can speak for myself. That is not true.
Oh my god.
I
Have you ever
assume for Mr.
tried?
Charles
Do
Whedon,
you
it's
really
not
know?
true as well. But he did have a strange relationship with a man named Isaiah Mullins for a while. So we don't know, and it's okay. And we know Luke has been in the porn. But why would he say that about? to
Whoa,
us?
whoa! I haven't been in that. No, okay.
Yeah.
This is ending up not good. So we answered the question.
Show's
No.
too woke.
Later. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys, for
bye-bye,
coming by, and
everyone.
we'll see you again sometime on the internet, people. I think.
Next
Bye.
Why are you
Time
putting us
Star
back
Trek
on the
shows up,
screen?
we
You already
shall
put
be
us off the
back.
screen. I don't want to be
Just
on
smile.
the screen.
Just smile. Just smile. Oh yeah, live long and scissor
I'm
somebody
totally doing
tonight.
that right now.
Everyone scissor right now. Go find someone to scissor with.